everyone. Welcome to Parent to Parent. It's another Monday. I am Dr. Tania Farran. Excited to be here with you tonight. Again, Monday evening. It's one of my favorite nights of the week because we get to talk to different experts in the education field, in the parenting field. And tonight, y'all, I have an incredible person to share with you tonight. I'm so excited to talk to you about Dr. Sheila Thomas, who'll be coming up on stage here just in a minute. She is just going to blow you away with the things that she has done. And I know this 30 minutes is not going to be enough time, but we're going to get through what we can. She's been on the show before. Earlier in the summer, she came on and talked about literacy. And now we're going to talk to her about some special projects she has. So welcome, Dr. Sheila. Thanks for joining us. Tell everybody a little bit about you.
Hello, Dr. Tanya. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you. So, hey, Jackie. So, let me tell you all the things I have going on. So, of course, I'm Dr. Sheila Thomas with Thomas Educational Consultant and Training. And I created my business grassroots because of literacy. I love literacy. I love reading. And always, when I was younger in college, I decided I wanted to become an author and write books. So that's what I did. I wrote one book, and it's expanded into several books and other resources as well. But my work is to empower parents, children, educators, and community partners with tools and strategies to support children socially, emotionally, academically, just all well-rounded. Just make sure that they're well. My work spans from professional development opportunities, parent coaching, early childhood training, literacy engagement, story time, and resource development. And then I have a particular focus. I work with all parents and all children, but of course, I've niched down to focus a lot on Black boys because of the plight a lot of our Black boys have in schools. And because I'm a parent of 3 brilliant Black boys, so the work that I've done as a parent as well as an educator, I want to pour back into my community. So Raising Brilliant Black Boys is my mentoring program that I use to support parents of Black boys.
I love that. You do so many incredible things. That's one of my favorite initiatives that you are focusing on and working on. I know it is a passion project for you, close to your heart. And I think that's what makes it most special for me is to hear more about those types of initiatives that you are doing. And I love that very much. So I want to thank you, Jackie, for joining us. Thank you, Lisa, for being here today. Amazing people in our audience tonight that are going to gain a lot from this conversation. So, what is the greatest initiative that you are most passionate about?
Again, Raising Brilliant Black Boys Mentoring Program. So I'm so passionate about that. Again, first of all, because of being a mom, I know the things I did to support my sons and how I had to advocate for their success. My sons, I always work with them. I began reading and talking to them in the womb. And so the things that I did with my sons with reading and taking them on authentic experiences on field trips and exposing them to different community events in the community and church, social and cultural activities, I wanted to share that with other parents. So I decided to create this mentoring program, again, called Raising Brilliant Black Boys. I'm teaching parents how to affirm their boys and to build their confidence and, of course, strengthen their academic success. That's always number one. And that happens with them reading books. So pouring them the passion for reading and also to work on the social emotional skills to make sure they're well, they're able to connect with others in the community and able to be well emotionally because there's so much going on. So that's my passion. That's my ministry. And that's my mission. Helping one Black boy and all children, but specifically one Black boy, one family, one community at a time.
I love that. I love that. I'm sure that has been very well received and that you do an amazing job with coaching parents and, teaching them some different strategies and skills for their toolboxes, right? I think a lot of times we as educators think that every parent, regardless of race, cultural background, that they have all of the tools to help raise their child, right? And to help teach them and encourage them to grow and learn. And, it's amazing that when you talk to parents, there are so many parents that just, they don't have those skills, and we just assume that they do. And so
Mhm.
I love that you're going out into the community and talking to them about it, because, you know, I feel like there's a time where parents don't always reach out for help, because I think
Mhm.
parents sometimes feel like, I am the parent, so innately I should know how to do this.
Right. Mhm.
But we
And
don't.
and and that is so true what you're saying, Dr. Tanya. I hate to jump in, but a lot of the parents that I work with or I speak to or that I coach, it's not a matter of their child is a behavior problem or their socioeconomic status. It's that parents just don't know exactly what to do. And so we as educators, we were trained for this. We
Correct.
have this knowledge. And then I took it to another level. I'm a mom of Black sons, and I knew some of the plight that I had to deal with them for school and community. And I know how I had to advocate and subject them to positive role models. And that's why I wanted to do this. I'm very intentional, like say, providing them with cultural experiences. So we went to see the symphony the other night with the boys, and to see a
Nice.
play, The Lion King, and we do science and so many things that parents say, "Oh, I never thought to expose my boys to that." And these are
Yeah.
educated parents. So
Sure.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I do this work.
I love that. And that you have so much to offer, and parents have so much to learn. So parents, join along. Those of you that are in the audience that are listening, connect with Dr. Sheila, connect with me, tell parents to come and watch these shows, go back into our YouTube channels and check them out, because we are here to help support our parenting community. Again, it's regardless of demographics, culture. We are here to support, and we want to grow amazing kids. They are our future, as we joke about it, but they truly are, right?
Mhm.
They really are our
Mhm.
future. So thank you for the work that you do just in that area. But tonight, I really wanted to show everybody your new YouTube channel. Well, it may not be a new YouTube channel. I guess it is new. The whole channel is new, isn't it?
Well, I've had it, but I wasn't doing much with it. So back in, I think August maybe is when I really took it to another level. I think I had a few videos here and there. But do you want me to go ahead and talk about it?
Yes,
Because
tell about it. Yeah.
so my YouTube channel is Storytime with Dr. Sheila. And so on this channel, this is just my joyful corner. This is where I read stories to children and families experience the power of story time. And so I'm doing it in a way as for how we may do it in school, where we sit around the children at, the little table and we read a story. So I read the story with excitement, but I have a little helper, the little boy there, that's JR. He's my little animated character, and we read the story. After I read the story, I ask comprehension questions to the children. So I'm asking questions: who are the characters? What's the setting? How did they feel? What things happen? So it's a lesson, really. And then the beauty of it at the end, we do what's called a word of the week. And so each week, the children are learning a new word that I pull from this story. So it's a very engaging story time, not just your typical open a book, read a book, and you're done. And what I've done is after I finish reading the story, I tell parents to jump to my other channel. I don't know if you even know about this. I have another channel for parents where I'm talking about the story and I'm giving them activities that they could do along with the story to continue the lesson, to continue the story with their children.
I love that. I noticed that today when I was in here perusing through it. And so I love that. I'm going to share just a little bit of this video, because I just want to say, those of you listening, this is incredible. Share this with your friends, your families, your kids, your grandkids, nieces, because this is a wonderful YouTube channel for kids to be able to watch. It's a great time for you on a Sunday evening to cuddle up with your loved one and sit there and watch story time. So a lot of parents that I talk to in my field, they'll say things like, I'm just not a teacher. I'm not good at it. I was never good at reading. I was never great at this. I just don't feel good, comfortable, or I'm tired. I've worked all day. So now you can sit next to your little one, listen to Dr. Sheila, engage in and be a part of this 30-minute story time and have some amazing quality time together. And you'll be learning as a parent and your child will be learning. So I'm just going to play a little bit of this. I'll skip through it a little bit. I love the opening and the beginning, and then I'll skip to the middle and we'll go to the end. It'll be just a few minutes.
Well, the one you're
Welcome
showing,
to-
that's just a thank you. So if you want to
Oh,
go
this
to
is
one,
the thank you one?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you want to go to
Okay.
a actual story, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go to this one. There we go.
Welcome to Storytime with Dr. Sheila, where stories come alive, brilliance is celebrated, and young minds are inspired to dream without limits.
Well, hello, brilliant minds. I'm so glad you're here today. I hope you've had a great day full of learning, laughter, and love. Thank you for joining me for Storytime with Dr. Sheila. We're going to have an exciting time reading together. Are you ready? Okay, let's dive in. However, before we begin, our friend is joining us again. Let's welcome JR.
Hey friends, I'm JR, and I'm so excited you're here. I'm a curious kid who loves books, asking questions, and imagining big adventures. Reading takes me to incredible places. And guess what? Today, I get to share one of those adventures with you. So turn on your listening ears and your biggest imagination.
JR, thank you for joining us again. We're so proud to have you with us. Now, let's get ready to grow our minds and imaginations with another amazing in palm trees and bridges to zipping through the skies with her other bad friends. So, are you ready to hear the story? All right, let's go. Sleeping caves.
Dr. Sheila goes through and reads the story to them. I love these new images.
We
We're
Brazilian
talking over
bats
this,
share the
but
structure we
I
live
love
in
the
with other
imagery
types
of all of
bats.
this.
We are means something that bothers us. She like,
And I love that this section here. So you read the whole story. And so those of you that are listening, then Dr. Sheila goes back in. And this is things that you can do with your children. Those of you that are parents also, when you're reading a story to them, going back in and selecting some things. So let's listen to Dr. Sheila share some things in the book here. We'll go back to this. Maybe it looks like maybe this part here.
yes, she likes to eat insects. She says, I like to eat insects. Do you know what kind of insects she likes? She says the ones that we think are pests. Pest means something that bothers us. She likes mosquitoes, wasps, night flying moths. You've seen the moths before. It looks like a little butterfly, but they fly at nighttime. She likes beetles and she likes bugs that nibble on the farmer's crops. So it kind of helps the farmers when they eat the bugs. Now, friends, let's see if you remember this. How many bugs can Betsy eat in an hour? 1 hour. You think 10? No, go higher.
The word of the week. Oh yeah, it's the word of the week. Oh yeah, it's the word of the week. Oh yeah.
Awesome job singing our word of the week song. JR, are you ready for the word of the week?
What's our word for the week?
All right, JR. Our word of the week is echolocation.
That's a big
That word was in our book. Let's give the definition. Echolocation means using sound to find things. Bats make tiny sounds that bounce off objects and come back to their ears, helping them see in the dark. All right, goodbye, brilliant minds. Remember, brave, bold, brilliant. That's you. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. And with the definition, I also give a sentence. They also have it, use it in a sentence.
I love that so much. Y'all, this YouTube channel has blown up. I mean, it is impressive, Dr. Sheila. I know we had talked and I knew you had a few hundred followers, and then I went in and you had 400 followers, and then I go in again and you have 636 subscribers. I'm like this is incredible. People want this, right? This is just proof that our parents need this, our kids need this.
Mhm.
Just love the time and energy and effort that you have put into these videos. They're just incredible. So
Thank
tell me
you.
about that. Tell me about developing that and your purpose behind that.
So, I mean, I miss teaching. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss being in the classroom. So it's my give. It's my teaching enthusiasm given on another platform. And so again, I want children to love reading and have a passion for reading, but I also want them to read at home. And I also want parents to understand the importance of reading to their children at home and to know how to execute reading with their child, knowing the inflections, knowing how to ask the questions and go back, because that's in part of their comprehension. So that's the reason I'm doing it that way, like I said, as a model to the parents. And then of course, building the vocabulary. We want our children to have a wide vocabulary and to be able to use these sentences. So that is my reason. I tell people I don't get paid for it. It's my passion. Raising Brilliant Black Boys mentoring program is my passion too, but this is my passion project. I just look forward every Sunday to reading a new story. Well, I do pre-record, I admit it.
Sure,
I
sure.
pre-record the story. And it does take a little work because there are pieces to the puzzle. I have to read the book and then I have to go in through and read the other part and talk to JR over there. So
Sure.
it's work, but I have a person who helps to put it all together. She meshes it
Nice.
all together to make it work. But I enjoy it so much. I get excited when I meet an author. So if anyone out there is an author and you want me to read your book, please let me know. We're finished with what we call season 1. Just kind of to take a break and kind of to rethink how did season 1 go. I do have one coming up for Thanksgiving, and I must admit, Dr. Tanya, I have a new book coming for Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
You're one of the first to know about it. So I have a Thanksgiving book coming out. So it's going to be a whole Thanksgiving celebration with the book and with some fun activities for the children. And then we're going to do it again for Christmas. So I have a book coming for Christmas.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yes.
wonderful.
I know I can't stop. Just can't stop. But again, it's just passion. It's my passion for reading. I've always liked reading my stories to children, especially my boys. I was always very animated. So I just enjoy it. And I'm just hoping to make a difference with children and parents in the home to enjoy reading. And they go out and not just hear me read, but to go and grab the book, because I always link the book on that page. So anyone can go back out and purchase a book. So I'm also supporting authors, to get their books out there as well. So if anyone's an author, anyone who is an author and wants me to read their book, thank you, Jackie. So please let me know, and I will definitely be ready to read their book.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, I connected you with someone. As I find more people, I will definitely connect them to you, because I think this is a great opportunity for a children's author to be connected, have their book read aloud on your platform for that exposure. And exactly, the kids love it. They may want to get a copy of it. Now, where can people find copies of your book?
So my book can be found on my website, drsheila.thomas.com, or another way you could go to it is the TECT community. So we kind of changed it to that. So either way, drsheila.thomas.com or TECT community is where you can find my books and affirmation cards, and have a couple more products that I just dropped one last night. I don't know if you're ready for that one yet. I'll wait.
Let's wait a little bit, but I was excited. I spent the weekend with my mom, and she is just a cheerleader, always been my cheerleader behind the scenes. She and my husband both always amazing. And she met you at the very first Work-Life Balance Summit. And when I told her, I'm like, I'm on with Dr. Sheila tonight because we were out of town. I said, I have to be home so I can be ready and be on it by 5. And she said, I just love Dr. Sheila. I said, I'll send you the video. So she'll be so excited. I've been showing off your YouTube channel to people. So definitely will continue to do that. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Jackie. Her videos are darling. And Lisa for joining us tonight. And anyone else that is out there listening, thank you so much for being here. Feel free to drop a question in for Dr. Sheila or myself, and we would be happy to answer that for you or anything that you want to connect. Now in LinkedIn, if you're in LinkedIn, you can check out this YouTube channel is listed in there. So you can just go to the comment section and check it out for Dr. Sheila. Please make sure that you engage in it and subscribe to it and share it out with some other people. So what are some things that parents can do at home to instill a love for reading with their kids? And I'm going to pause for a second because I want to say, because reading really is, and you and I know this, but parents listen to this, it really is the foundation of everything for your kids. It really is going to make or break whether they love school or they hate school. It's really going to make or break how far they go in school and how well they do in school. It helps them with math. If you can't read, you can't do math. You can't do science. You can't do social studies. You know, you can't read the warranty for the car that you bought. You can't, you know, fix and put together the IKEA desk that your wife brought home for you. So you have to know how to read and read well. And so starting that off with our kids is so important. So what can parents do at home to instill a love for reading with their kids?
So parents have to be what we are, literacy coaches. That means they have to be a fan of reading themselves. And they may not have been growing up in their household or over a period of time, but they have to model reading and show that they're passionate about it as well. And even if they don't like to read, pretend, you know, so you can get your child enthused about it. They need to create a reading routine. A child should be read to every day for at least a minimum of 20 minutes every day, twice a day if possible. And reading encompasses not just holding a book in the hand, but you may have affirmation cards like I have here, or in the car. I used to carry around little, I can't think of the name of them, but they were little cards that my son would read from those and ask me questions. So there are opportunities for children to read. Getting on YouTube and let them listen to the story is what I would do with my sons, and then pausing the story and asking your child a question while in the car. So those are opportunities to create a reading routine while on the go. Surrounding your children with books. Books should be in every room in the house, but especially in the child's room. They just should have a bookshelf. And parents say, well, I can't afford books. There's no excuse for that. There's a public library where you can get books for free. And then you can go to the little free libraries, which I do have a store. I'm a steward of a free little free library. You can find those little free libraries in your community and grab a book out of there. But again, the greatest resource is the public library, which you can go and get a stack of books and keep them for 2 weeks to a month, and then go turn them back in and get more books. Again, model the reading, talk about the story. And then another key point is celebrate reading. Celebrate the fun of it. If they read a book, celebrate them with intrinsic motivation by saying, I'm so proud of you. You did good. I knew you could, or you're a great reader. I bet you could read now another chapter book. Also, they need some extra motivations. Give them that special treat for at the end of the month for reading 5 books. So reward them as well. One of the key things for parents with literacy is what we're doing now, communication. If you want your child to be a great reader, you have to talk to them. And that begins, like I mentioned earlier, when they're in the womb, once they're born. You talk about the colors they have on. I'm getting ready to feed you your warm milk. We're getting ready to go on this trip in the car, whatever. Communication. There's a scientific term for that, serve and return. When you talk to your baby and the baby babbles, that's communication. So that's building that foundation for reading and communication. And when a child communicates well, then they can write well. And that's important. So those are the keys. Those are the things that parents can do. So the biggest secret is make children fall in love with books, you know, by having books everywhere. We have books in every room. My son even kept them in the bathroom.
Of course.
You know, so, and that was fine. You know, he would take time to read books. So, you know, I just had to throw that in, and he'll kill me if he knew I said that. But hey, he enjoyed reading books. So place some books all over the house. Go outside, make it an adventure. Go outside, Read under the stars with a flashlight. Make it fun for the child. Create a whole block party, a reading block party. So, I can go on, Dr. Tanya. So I'm
I
going to
love
stop.
it. I love it. These ideas are just flowing, and I love it because there are so many ways. And I'm in here, I'm holding back because I've got plenty of ideas myself. And I think about things, as a busy parent, we often worry that, I haven't sat down with them to read. Well, while you're fixing dinner, give the kiddo the book. And even if they can't read, they can do a picture walk. Tell me what's happening with this picture. Tell me what's happening. These are the early stages of reading, right? Being able to identify what's happening in the pictures, or even going through and having them read the labels in the pantry. That's where we learn what Campbell's soup is, Heinz ketchup, macaroni and cheese, right? We start learning from labels. We're learning all of those beginning things that we're reading. And so there's so many ways that you can create it as a game. You can make it fun. You can, read together, share together. I'd say read the newspaper, but then I'm showing my age because nobody gets a newspaper anymore.
No, that's not happening.
Definitely not happening. But just find fun ways to create reading. So how have you seen literacy for kids kind of change their life's trajectory? You talk about your initiative of raising brilliant Black boys, and I know that you have a program for that. So how have you seen literacy for kids change their life's trajectory?
So it is a life changer. They become confident. I just go back to the stories of the times when I was in the classroom and working with children who had behavior problems, and realized that some of it is because they could not read. And so when it was time to read, they would act out because they wanted to get out the room. And I noticed that pattern. And once I worked with them and built their confidence, they became better readers. They became more articulate, because I always talk to my students about using, enunciations of words. And so they were confident. You don't say the word like that. You say it this way. And I'll never forget a story about one of my friends. I was an EIP teacher. And so I was working with the Lord, children who had Lord reading scores. And I built their confidence. You can read. And so when I would take it back to the classroom, she told me, I don't know what you're doing to those children in there, but they come in here thinking they can read better than their children who are higher than them. I said, because I have them thinking that they can. And then when they do, because you start them where they are. You give them stories that they can read and say, you read that one? Let's try another one. So building their confidence changes who they are. They become, they begin to think critically. They're able to use more words, and they can experience the world around them. They can see things on the wall, walking down the hallway. I had this story about the little boy who hated coming to me for EIP reading. Oh, he would cry. In about 3 weeks, he would start crying because I don't want to go back, because he wanted to read. I want to read. So he was going down the hallway crying. And so it was like, what's wrong? I say, he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay. So building their confidence in reading and knowing they can. I believe in the phrases, never give up. Yes, you can, but you have to try. So teaching them to try, they have the ability to be whoever they want to be and be great.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love that story. That's a great story. Nothing like they're crying to get there, and now they're crying when they have to leave.
Because I have the video to prove it. I have that video.
I believe it. I love that. So what new products do you have available for parents or children? Because I saw a new announcement on Facebook.
So I'm going to go back to the products I already have. So we know my first book was JR's Biggest Fan. Yes. That's the one I wrote about my son and how I supported them in their every endeavor. And when they were not successful, there's the affirmation, son, never give up. I know you can always be your biggest fan. Then the spinoff from that, of course, was the Yes, I Can coloring book, which has I can statements throughout the book. I can read, I can color, I can draw, I can reach my goals. And then there was Mommy's Little Sunshine. Mommy's Little Sunshine is another book about just a mother's love for her son. There's little stories about she's kissing his toes and everything. And then from all that, listen, I got everything on my desk here, were the Sunshine affirmation cards. So on one side is an affirmation. What does that one say? I'm valuable and my voice matters. But on the other side is the parent tip. So parents know exactly how to use the affirmation cards, what activities to do based on that affirmation. So it's a set of 40 cards here that parents can use. And I mean, parents who have them say they use those with their sons every day. And it has helped to build their confidence, because we want children, when negative things happen to them or they're at school and someone says, "Oh, you're not smart," in their brain, they're saying, "Well, my mom said I'm brilliant. So it doesn't matter what you say, I'm brilliant." So we want those affirmations to be embedded in their spirits. And then also, I'm not going to talk about the books I have for adults, except the one, The Raised in Brilliant Black Boys. I'm so sorry for my dog.
No, no.
The Raised in Brilliant Black Boys book is the one I wrote for parents to understand things to do in a community, or things that make sure that their children are well, socially ready, and able to handle the world around them.
Love that.
And so finally, my last product, and I'm going to kick my dog out of here in just a minute. Can you hear him? Do you hear
Yes,
him?
that's okay.
Okay, I'm going to kick him out of here. Give me just a second. I'm sorry. He's not going to stop.
You know, these animals, we work from home, right? They get in our offices, and then all of a sudden
Yeah. Yeah.
they
He was
find something they
quiet.
got to bark about. All right.
Yeah, and I thought about it after. Gosh, I should have put him in the cage. I'm sorry.
That's
So
all right.
yesterday, I launched my
Let me give you
cologne.
wait. I'm trying to get you back up here. Hold on a minute. I wanted you to be the star here. Can I make you bigger? There we go. Show everybody.
So on yesterday, I launched my cologne. It's called JR Signature Scents, and it's three bottles of 3.3 ounce brands of cologne: Brave, Bold,
Love this.
and Brilliant.
I
When I
love
tell
this.
you, yes, when I tell you this has, I mean, I'm just in awe with my colognes. They smell good. They're for men and for boys, because it's actually a men's scent that I had them to dial down, so it'd be appropriate for boys. And when I tell you it smells good, my husband wears it. It smells so good. And they're available on my website. Brave, again, Bold, and Brilliant. And if you notice, I have two sons. So these are my sons, so are replicated on the bottle.
Dr. Sheila, you're amazing. I'm so excited for you. I actually told my mom that in our car ride home. I was like, guess what? She's got a fragrance line for boys. I love it. Like, I love having you be their champion in the corner. I love that. Like, there are so many, I'm just going to say boys. Let's just stay with the boys theme, that need a champion in their corner.
Yes.
They just need that,
I think about them wearing that cologne, how, they see dad or uncle spraying the cologne, and they oftentimes want their own to spray. So now they have their own cologne to spray. And or he and dad could spray it together, because like I say, it's for men and for boys. So now they have their bottle, they spray for special occasions. And they go to school and say, "I'm bold today. I'm wearing my bold cologne. I'm brave today," or "I'm brilliant today." And if you notice now, the cap for Brilliant is shimmer gold.
Oh, okay.
We have black for Bold, and for Brilliant, it's a silver top.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yes.
You're amazing.
Thank you. So I'm excited about that product. It was just downloaded in my spirit. God is always downloading something for me to do, and I'm like, okay. And it just like I said, with those two books for the holidays, I'm like, okay, it's a lot, but I just enjoy seeing the smiles on the face of these little boys who will wear it, who will feel more confident. Not only am I a great reader, but I also smell good and I look good.
I love it.
And like with the Raised in Brilliant Black Boys program, they have their little polo shirts, that they wear on outings when they're doing community service. It's a t-shirt. And I'm also getting ready to get them a blazer when we go to, those fancy events. So I just want them to feel good. So imagine them with their blazers on, the symbol, the emblem of Raised in Brilliant Black Boys, and spraying their cologne.
Bravo, Dr. Sheila. Bravo. I love the image. I love what you're doing for Brilliant Black Boys. This is just incredible. Thank you so much for being here today. I will drop in your company so everyone can purchase some fragrances, can get them to any of their boys, and share them with their families over the holidays. So I'll drop that in. They can grab your books. Everything that they might need will be right there. So, and then subscribe to her YouTube channel. Thank you, Felipe, for showing up today. I know that Dr. Sheila and Felipe have recently been connected. He's an author of a child's book. So we're looking forward to seeing that connection together. So thank you, Dr. Sheila. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Dr. Tanya. Same to you. And I always appreciate this opportunity to share and love what you do as well.
Thank you. All right. We'll talk to everyone. We're not here next week for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back the following week with Jackie Hallberg. She'll be joining us. So thanks everyone for being here. Bye now.